We're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Changeling the Lost.
Oh my god!
Edition. Welcome back to Changeling the Lost, Smoky Mountain Wilds. I am William Orshani, and I am your storyteller for this Changeling the Lost Second Edition Chronicle. I'm trying to put my brain back together after seeing that image that Jeremy just shared.
I am clearly missing something.
I posted an image in Zoom chat.
But no, I saw the image. I'm clearly missing something.
Fine, Austin, you don't need to see it.
Okay.
Fonts are important. You can read it as one word or as 3 words.
Yeah, you can see the breaks in the one word that makes it 3 specific words.
Oh my. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a choice. Okay. That was definitely a choice.
Anyway, joining me today we have Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Jackson Montgomery or Marlena Dubois, who is a Ferris chatelaine. I have nothing to add.
And Austin.
I'm Austin. I'm playing Frank and Lisa, the Lethapomp / polychromatic beastkin.
And Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm playing Cassandra Scott, an elemental polychromatic.
And Trevian.
Trevian, I am playing Frisian, the Darkling Hunterheart.
And Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I am playing Joe Arbor, who is an elemental notary.
And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights and human rights, eat the rich, happy Pride.
Woo!
Yep. Fuck Vince McMahon. Fuck. I mean, who not at this point? Like, just everyone.
Remember to vote. It is a voting year.
Yes.
Please vote.
In 5 months, or if you're one of like one or 3 states that have a primary left at this point. Sorry that you had to wait this long.
But
Please.
when last we left off, the Motley had made their way up Klingman's Dome in search of the sainted sinner and his apprentice, the Sagittarius. Having made their way there and gotten just lost enough to be contacted by the 2 vampires who have been keeping safe whatever secret they have been holding, the group ran into the pair of vampires known as Alexander Ravenhall and Archer. The pair of them introduced themselves and made a brief conversation, sort of noting that the seal is already weakening, and despite Jackson's protests, they will not be able to move whatever darkness it is that they are keeping sealed out of danger without further risking the integrity of the seal. And with that in mind, the group has confirmed that the pair of them would be willing and able to assist and help protect the thing and make ready for the arrival of the 2 individuals who hold the wisdom of who hold the knowledge of the key and the wisdom of the lock. And as the group was trying to return from whence they came, a group of Sabbat vampires, about 6 in number, was ascending the mountain looking for something, presumably also the location of the crypt, wherein such darkness is held, and smelled your group. At which point they diverted for a bit of fun, because that seems to be what they're up for. Ceasing their rapid progression basically across from the group. The group began to gun and run as they tried to hold back or slow down the oncoming vampires as quickly as they could. But relatively effectively at this point, with Tyr successfully staking one in the heart with a stake thrower crossbow, and Jackson taking the legs out of another one, while Frisian terrified the leader and prevented them from giving chase. So with 3 of them sort of delayed in their hunt, that just leaves 3 more vampires chasing as the group fucking runs. So it is at this point that we return with each of you sprinting. At this point, you're back going uphill because your vehicles are up there, unless you just want to run away from your cars with vampires chasing you. But the vampires are fast, very fast. And while you are making progress towards safety, they appear to be following without much concern for what kind of ruckus they are making. The 3 of them that did not get delayed will actually be able to try and do something before you guys go and have another round of either trying to make distance or trying to interfere with them. So I will ask, let's see, the 3 that were in the back, because they had to do something, would be Tyr, Jackson, and
Frisian.
And Frisian. So 1, 2, and 3. So let's roll a d6.
Specifically, Frisian would be the last one.
Oh yes, actually, in that case, Frisian, you get the first attack. What's your defense?
Is he?
Frisian would have made sure he's the last one.
Yeah, so would Jackson. I said that specifically last week.
All right, so the 2 of you are jockeying for position at the back. Let me roll a d2. Jackson, it is.
All
Jackson,
right.
what is your defense?
Not good, but it's fine. No, it's 5.
It's 5 total?
Yeah.
With your armor included? Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to make this attack. Strength is 3. Roll is 3 plus enhancement. He's only got, minus your defense, he's only got 3 dice to try and hit you with, so. And no successes. So, yeah, you keep running, and one of those vampires comes like hurtling, like almost like takes a flying leap at you, his claws outstretched. And you just sort of bring up the shotgun like a staff and just sort of deflect him off to the side with it as you keep running.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is going after Frisian.
Yeah.
Frisian, what is your defense?
4.
Same thing. He's got 1 more die than he did for Marlena. Same thing. Another one comes lunging at you, and you manage to turn it mostly away, but the sides of his claws sort of scrape across your side, and you feel that gash open up as you take 1 point of lethal damage.
So, how does the damage work when you're wearing armor?
So
armor takes in New World of Darkness the bad system. Armor just takes away from their attack rolls. It doesn't take away from damage.
Okay.
It does a little more in 2nd edition. 1 second. I think specifically the ballistic armor is how it downgrades bullets, but I don't think that's relevant here.
Yeah, it's the bulletproof vest that he's wearing. He's not wearing the fancy armor to come up a mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, so you take 1 point of lethal damage. Then the third one, we're going to roll a die again.
Go.
It's Marlena again.
All right. Fine.
And your defense is down by 1 because you've taken an attack.
Yep.
So you'll get 4 dice, and you also take 1 point of lethal damage as you sort of fend off the first one with the shotgun, but the second one sort of lunges under that guard and manages to scrape across the torso. So now I'll ask each of you, are you just trying to devote time to running, or are you trying to do something to interfere with the people chasing you? And run, in which case you'll still be moving, but not as fast.
I am going to... I should be initiatives.
In this particular case, yeah, let's go ahead and roll initiative now that we've actually gotten the initial like sprint out of the way. Let me grab my pad for tracking things.
It's just D10 plus initiative, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Oh, hi.
Why do I have a -4 in there?
Are you carrying a weapon that has an initiative penalty?
I mean, I have my fire axe on me, but I'm not wielding it, and it doesn't say there's an initiative penalty. You know what? I wonder if... I'm just going to test something to see if that's different. Interesting. So I had put a dash for some of my weapons instead of a 0. And yeah, that's what made the difference. So that first one is actually 8. Or, no, I'm sorry. It's actually, I'm actually going on 8, not 4.
Okay, so 8. Lena's at 8. Frank is at 13. Joe is also at 13. Frisian is also at 13.
Though, to be honest,
And then let me roll for...
mine would kind of depend on James as well.
I mean, you can just do a thing from James's back.
I could do that.
James is focused on running. You're just riding on his back.
That's true.
Cassandra is also at 13.
What is going on?
The vampires roll 13 at this point. I'm going to die laughing.
Notably, it's funny because when Jeremy re-rolled it, it also came up at 13.
It came up 13.
Mm-hmm.
James is at 7.
Thank you, James. You broke the pattern.
And Tyr is at 8. All right, let me roll for Vampiro. How long does your fear last, Frisian?
As the frightening condition, he has to get away from me.
Okay. So he's basically out of this fight right now.
Yeah, unless I get taken out. Yeah, the condition resolution is the character escapes from the source of his fear.
Vamp 1 is at 11. Vamp 2 is at 6. Vamp 3 is at 10. And Vamp 4 is the only one who is left, who is at 13.
What?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 people, including this vampire, who are at initiative count 13.
How are ties determined?
Highest dexterity in order, and then beyond that.
This vampire's dexterity is only 2.
Yay.
2.
Sorry, 3.
3.
3.
No, yeah, sorry. His dexterity is 2. His composure is 1. That's why his initiative modifier is 3. Oh no, wait. I'm doing my math wrong. I'm an idiot. But he's still at 13. But yes, he is much lower than that. He is at Dex 2.
So in that case, Cassandra, Joe, Cassandra and Francine are going before. I don't see Frank's.
Frank, what's your
Frank.
dexterity?
3. Of course.
They're all going before, and Joe is going at approximately the same time. That dude.
All right, so Frank, Cassandra, and Frisian will go first. Actually, the thing is, that's the highest initiative we've got, is the 13th. Everyone else is lower than that.
Yep.
So Frank, Frisian, and Cassandra, decide amongst yourselves what each of you would like to do in order. You're all going at roughly the same time.
I think I'm probably going to turn back and fire a gun.
Are there any things that would serve as doorways?
You are on a mountain.
Like tree arch or...
The thing is, you're on a pine mountain. The trees are fairly straight. As far as finding an arch that works, roll me a perception check. Wits and composure.
I can perceive things. One success.
One success. With only one success, I will say that you are not able to find anything that is immediately useful as a hedge door, but you suspect that if you keep running, you might find one a little bit further up the mountain when things have to start growing at slightly more angles.
Okay.
So you don't see one now, but you suspect one will be coming soon. Anything else you're doing on your turn? Or just observing and running?
Trip Jackson.
I don't need to right now because Jackson's in the back. So like, legitimately, it's like, okay, if Cassandra's in danger, I might do something. But Fizzy and Jackson...
We don't like you anyways.
So you're just going to run?
I'm going to make sure that I stay close to Cassandra, but well enough ahead of Jackson and Frisian that I don't detract attention from them.
You don't have to outrun the Sabbat. You just have to outrun the 2 members of the coterie you don't like.
Exactly.
Didn't you have this exact same strategy like at least last session? Jeremy.
No.
All right. Go ahead.
Obliged to help Frisian if bad things happen. I am not obliged to help someone else.
You are not
pledged someone else.
No, Jackson. No. Go ahead and roll me strength and athletics, just for running speed.
That's no successes.
Cool. You're flagging a bit. It's a run up a mountain. You are sprinting up a path that most people hike.
Again, I just have to beat Jackson.
Not a fun thing to do.
Cassandra, you wanted to shoot someone?
Yep.
All right. Let me go ahead and grab your Colt single action. The guy in front does not have celerity. He does not get to dodge bullets. So,
Thank the gods.
five damage as you just pelt a shot into him. The shot like cracks across his shoulder, and he sort of stumbles a bit and sort of takes a second to right his shoulder because the bullet seems to have taken it out of socket, and he sort of like takes a second to crack it back in and then keeps going. Frisian, what are you up to?
Activating another contract. Talon and Wing.
What was that?
I'm activating Talon and Wing for my claws.
All right. Do you fulfill the loophole already, or?
Fulfilling the loophole is just eating a bit of fur that I've constantly just been taking from
That's
some
what I
piece
was
of
saying. I believe you just keep fur on you at this point.
Yeah. It's like when you live with a dog and you reach into your pocket, you just pull out a thing of dog hair. It's like, oh, except I'm now eating it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you activate that. Is there a roll involved?
No.
All right. So you activate that and gain claws. Is that? I believe that takes your action. Is that incidental or instant?
It is an instant.
All right. So that does take your action for the turn.
Mm-hmm.
You have developed claws.
Specifically, my claws are aggravated damage.
Yes, that is correct.
I have claws. The contract makes them aggravated.
Yes.
But so yeah, activate claws and try to stay behind everyone else. Except for Jackson, who also insists on staying behind everyone else.
All right. Oh, hey, I was wrong. Second edition armor actually applies not quite the same as it does in Old World, but more close to it. It just reduces incoming damage.
I really fucking hate New World of Darkness.
What? Because they change something every time they change they start a new edition.
For the worse, every single time.
So with an armor rating of 2-3, that would reduce the damage I took.
Yes. So yeah, you would drop that damage that you took down to nothing at this point. It does not get through the armor. I guess that's also part of why weapons have a damage value that just adds to their damage total.
It's like, yeah. Never mind. That'll send me off on a rant. They go throwing darts at a dartboard. Like, how's it gonna work this time?
All right, Joe. I will, because the first vampire has been shot, I will give you the benefit of acting before him.
Okay. So I have there's two other vampires?
Yeah, there's that one, and technically there are two others that are immediately on you. There's one more that is further back, but gaining. And then there are the two that are definitely no longer in this encounter because one's been staked and the other one is terrified. The staked one will no longer be a problem at all when the sun comes up.
I'm trying.
That's assuming the one that's terrified doesn't remove the stake from him.
The one that's terrified is leaving.
Yeah.
So that guy's getting left. The Sabat do not care.
That is a wussy goddamn Sabat. Because he has a real easy option to fix being scared. Frenzy.
He can also spend a willpower to overcome it for a round.
Like the only
at this point, he's kind of a coward because he's the one who The guy that you chose to fear was the leader, who was the guy who was dressed like a stereotypical punk and was just kind of ordering the other guys around. He's kind of showing his colors right now, and
he wasn't committed.
No. All right, I'll take the option. I'll leave. The other ones who are chasing might be a little more committed.
And this is just a total question. I know I've played a vampire game, but this is still a question. Because I know that Cassandra shot the vampire in the shoulder, and they were just kind of able to like pop that back in there. Is there any gunshot that would be like do more damage, or is it just a little bit?
Headshots and vital organs. I mean, no, vital organ, the heart.
Oh, okay.
Which I believe are both at a -3 penalty for headshots and heart shots.
Oh, I mean, I'm not. I was just curious. I'm not attempting that because I'm already on, riding piggyback. Mm-hmm. Joe is just going to take aim and shoot one of them.
Right. I would say that aiming, like taking a second to aim, will negate the penalty that you're suffering from riding in the back on Joe.
Taking a second and aiming, you said what?
Taking a second to aim will negate the penalty that you're suffering from riding on James's back, but you won't be able to do much else on it.
Because the only other thing I can think of is just like grabbing a tree branch and just like swinging it wildly. That's the only other thing I can think of. Would that negate any actions?
I mean, you can just take a swing if you want to do that and something else.
Okay, so she is gonna. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it.
But I mean, you can either like carefully line up a shot, shoot wildly, and potentially have a hand free to do something else, or just swing a branch at someone and potentially have a hand free to do something else.
Because I know it's not gonna do any lethal damage, but I'm just gonna grab like a low hanging, a branch I can snap off, and just start madly swinging it in that direction, just like a crazy person.
So you're not even really aiming to hit someone, you're aiming to fend people off.
Yes.
Roll me strength and weaponry. You're not even making an attack roll. Make me a skill check. You're not applying anyone's defense. You're not trying to hit anyone. You're just trying to see if you can ward people off with it.
Oh my god, this is gonna be bad. Considering how it went last time. Strength and weaponry. What the hell? Let's see what happens. Hey.
Yeah.
Something.
You start flailing that stick, and it doesn't look like it's hurting a lot, but it's definitely like one of them is trying to chase you guys down and sees a tasty snack riding on the back of James. And you sort of flail the stick at its face, and it definitely gets in his face, and he's like, it's really disconcerting when he's like charging, like hands out, teeth bared, and he's like, whack! Ow, what the fuck?
Keep waving it at his face, and you might distract him enough for him to trip.
It's the explanation from Castlevania. It's like vampires are apex predators, shoving a big geometric face in the shoving a big geometric shape in their vision, sort of fucks with their brains and makes them freak out.
I think he just like
So the vampire who was shot, I mean, two can play at that game. He's going to pull out a pistol and shoot back at Cassandra. You have a thing for dodging bullets, don't you?
Yes, I have fake cunning, and I would like to. I don't think I have enough glamour to activate it.
Oh, you're out of glamour. That's right.
Yeah.
Hang on. What's the loophole on fake hunting? Hang on. Contracts of shield. Challenging an opponent to a duel. That's definitely not a thing that's happening right now. All right, so you will not get your defense against this. He's just going to have. He's not as good with a gun as he is with his claws, but. So that would be 4 points of damage, counting the weapon bonus. You have an armor of 2/4, so that all 4 of that will get downgraded to bashing, and 2 of it will just go away, but you will take 2 bashing damage. As the shot just glances off the armored outfit you're wearing. And he continues to give chase. Next up is a pair of vampires, and then Marlena. So next in line is the one that's being harried by Joe, who's going to try and put a stop to that, but he's going to lose one of his attack dice because of it. What is your defense? Actually, no, it's going to be James's defense because he's the one carrying. Oh no, this guy's going to be fucked. James is too good at this. If he spends a willpower, he's got 4 dice. No. So you're sort of like, you get like jostled a bit by your husband as the vampire sort of like tries to lunge at him, and James just in full stride just turns, kicks the vampire in the chest, and turns back around and keeps running as the vampire sprawls out behind. Next one, though, is going after Marlena, who is still trying to jockey for position at the back. What is your defense? Your defense is reset because your turn is
5.
5.
And for clarity, I am not wearing armor because my armor was
right
drag based, and I was specific about not wandering into the woods in
drag.
Difficult to run in clothing.
All right. Fortunately, your defense is 5, which is going to give him a hard time trying to hurt you. No. Well, actually, there is one success, and he does have a damage value on his claws of 1, so you will take 2 points of lethal damage.
Okay.
As he manages to like lunge forward under your defense and scrape a claw across you.
Sweet.
It's your turn though, Marlena.
All right.
How are you looking, having taken 3 points of damage so far?
Not good, Bob.
Oh no. You still had damage from before.
Yes, I did, Bob.
Oh no.
Fine. I mean, I only have one real good option here.
Fire axe.
No good option. That still requires a strength of 3. It is, remember, it is my emotional support axe. Because it requires a strength of 3 and my strength is 1. That said, my shotgun requires a strength of 1. So I'm gonna try to shoot him.
In the face.
We'll see how this goes. What's the defense?
You are shooting point blank, so he will get his defense of 4.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I believe this is a chance roll. see, -4
Put a
plus
willpower into it?
-2. Hold on. I'm doing math here.
Penalties.
-4, -2 is a -6. So if I spend a willpower point, I will have 2 dice to roll, I believe. That sounds right.
Yes, you should have 2 dice because you'll have 5 because your firearm
Right.
is 2. Yeah.
So so it'll be a total of -1 because -4 plus 3.
What kind of shot are you firing?
Shotgun shot.
Because I believe that buckshot will give you a 9 against.
Cool. One. That didn't help much. It's fine.
You level the shotgun and pull the trigger, but he's so close. He's just sort of like ducks in behind the barrel, so the shot just kind of goes over his shoulder.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to turn around. We'll see if this works. I don't think that it will. There's no role that I really have. Well, I don't know. Maybe you could. Shawnee will certify a role for this. But on the turnaround, I'm gonna lock eyes with Frisian. Like, you get the rest of them out of here.
I mean, is there a chance that Frisian does and or does not listen to that order? That might be determined by a dice roll, Drevi.
I'm fine no matter what it is, but yeah.
Like, if it's absolutely yes, Drevian will listen, or absolutely not, Drevian will not listen to that, there's no need for a roll. But if there is a chance that might potentially need to be randomly determined.
I'm not sure Frizzy would be entirely willing to try to leave Marlena behind. Like, not by default.
There's going to be so much yelling. So much yelling.
All right. Fortunately, the other person on your initiative is Tyr. So.
And then that'd be the other part of the consideration is like, there's Tyr, and I'm blanking on the dragon's name now.
James. Yeah.
James.
Like, the rest of the group also have James and Tyr with them, who are good combatants still.
All it takes is one bad roll to go against us.
Tyr is going to HKMP7 is going to be the stand-in for the stake thrower. And he's going to put another willpower into it. To negate the heart shot penalty. Well, damn.
As Tyr is doing all the work and stakes 2 vampires so far.
Yeah, as the vampire that is on you, Jackson, like leans back after you fire the shotgun, like he's going to try and reach up and grab the shotgun out of your hands. There's a thunk, and suddenly he's stiff and collapses forwards mid-stride as over your shoulder, Tyr just shouts, "Keep fucking running!" That makes it James's turn, though. James is fucking running. Is going to make a strength and athletics test. Strength athletics. Successes. James builds some distance, gets away from the one that is trying to harass him and Joe. The last vampire is the one who got his legs taken out from him by Marlena's first shotgun blast and is just spending his turn catching up. Back to the top. Frank, Frisian, and Cassandra.
So there's just 2 left?
Actively in this fight? Yes.
There's 2?
Technically, there's a third one catching up.
There are 6. 1's feared, 2 are staked.
Hmm.
And 1 has to catch up.
Wasn't another one just staked, though?
No,
Yeah.
that
was the one of the 2.
Well, the 2. Okay.
The one that just went after Joe, just went after Marlena, just got staked.
Gotcha.
And so there's the one on Jackson just got staked. There's one on Cassandra.
No, Cassandra shot one.
There's one hunting. There's one that was hounding Joe, who has been broken away from now and is going to turn back to Frisian and Marlena as the closest. And there was one that had drawn a gun and was shooting back at Cassandra because Cassandra shot at him.
Okay. Are we getting near a place where I can see a potential doorway?
Roll me that wits and composure again. This time, because of circumstances, you are getting a +2 bonus.
For success.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you spot a like a gnarled arch of a tree that looks like it would be just suitable enough as a tree to be opened into as a gate into the hedge.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna whip out a Tommy gun and start backpedaling towards that while shooting at the one with the gun.
All right.
Making sure that I do break off from the group to some degree to try to draw attention. Do I think I can get to that before they get to me, or at the same time they would get to me?
If he turns and starts chasing after you to close, you would probably reach that tree at the same time he catches up.
Perfect. Just what I need.
Assuming you stop and shoot at him rather than just sprinting towards it. If you sprint towards it, you will definitely get there before. But
yeah, I'm going to take some pot shots with the Tommy gun.
All right, roll me attack. Roll me your dexterity and firearms. You will deal additional damage if you hit equal to the weapon's damage modifier.
That's 1 hit.
All right, and it's got a damage value of 3, so that's 4 damage to the vampire with a gun. Ow. And you just run towards that tree. Taking 6 so far. Frisian and Cassandra.
I'm firing another shot.
All right. Cassandra, roll me a wits and composure real quick.
Okay. GM, go ahead and roll me what's in composure.
Oh my god, I don't know why I asked you to roll that when I'm the one that has to roll things for you. I'm a fool. What's the composure? 2 successes. All right. Just over the din of the fight that is happening, you hear some movement elsewhere in the forest. And it doesn't sound like a regular animal that would be running away from things. It sounds big and like it's approaching.
Hey guys, I think we might. Hey everybody, I think we might have company coming.
And then, yeah, you go ahead and take your shot, and I'll go ahead and roll that for you. Well, damn, for 6 damage. It's only bashing damage because none of this was headshots. But you level another shot with the Colt Army single action into that same one that Frank has just been pouring a Tommy gun into, and that you've shot previously, and he folds underneath the pressure of being shot and sort of collapses. He's probably not dead, and he'll probably get back up in a bit, but for now, he's stunned enough that he's no longer in this fight.
Fantastic. And then keep running.
Frisian.
You said there was this last vampire was turning back towards Frisian and Marlena.
Oh yeah. And there's also the other one that was in the back that is now caught up. So there are 2 vampires left here.
Frisian's gonna take his claws to the one in front of him.
All right.
Unarmed attack roll. Gonna spend a willpower for 3 aggravated. And I'm going to specifically shout in his face, your boss has left you, and you guys are getting torn apart. Fuck off.
It takes 3 aggravated, and he does not look happy about it. And in response to your gesturing and intimidation, he just sort of, yeah, and I'm gonna have to get a drink to repay you for that fucking claw. So come here. Joe,
Yes.
you're up.
Um,
The vampire who would be going with you is now currently folded under a hail of bullets.
so there's no vampires within like swinging distance?
Not immediately, no.
Okay.
Not with the distance James has put.
How close are we to the top?
You are probably a good. You were off track for a bit, and you've been sprinting, but it's not been that long.
Okay, just
You're
checking.
probably a couple of minutes away from reaching the top.
Joe is going to take a look around her to see if there's anybody she can help or so Frisian's got one. There's one that's being shot with bullets by Cassandra. You said there was a third one?
Yes, there is one more that is closing the gap. That was the one that got his legs taken out from him at the end of last session by Marlena's shotgun. Is just now catching up.
But is he within swatting distance?
No.
Okay.
You are currently at the head of the pack. He is at the back of the pack.
Okay. Joe is not gonna take any action at this time. She's just gonna continue to survey and look out and hold on to her stick in case.
You also roll me wits and composure then.
Something goes south. Wits and composure. Wits.
With 3 successes. As Cassandra gives you that warning that we might have company coming, you sort of start to survey around from atop James's shoulders, and you see it's closing fast, but there is something large coming at you guys, like at your group's direction, from further up the hill, like closer from the campgrounds at the top of the mountain.
Oh, so it's closing in from that side.
Yeah, like the way you're running towards.
One of the park rangers. That's actually a werewolf.
So I can't even see what it is.
Not yet. It's dark, and it's closing quick, but it has not gotten that close yet. It might soon.
So I wouldn't even, because my first instinct would be to like shoot in that direction, but I don't even know what it is.
Not yet. No.
I'm gonna warn James, just in case he didn't hear Cassandra, saying 12 o'clock. We've got more company.
Okay. Guess it's time to change directions just a little bit. That one's out. The vamp that is on Frisian is gonna try and claw Frisian. Actually, gonna try and grab Frisian because he needs a bite, and he does have celerity. So if he makes it, he can try and. So he's going to roll. What's your defense, Frisian?
4.
I'm going to put a willpower into this. And then -1. All right. So as you're running, the vampire like dives forward and like latches claws onto your shoulders, and then faster than should be humanly possible, reaches down and tries to bite at your neck. Make a different roll. Cannot spend another willpower on this, but he can. But the defense will be slightly lower. But he fails. With no successes. So yeah, you see the vampire's teeth starting to try and flash towards your neck, and you just shove a claw in his face and push his head back and aside, out of the way. But you are currently in the middle of a struggle with this thing that is on you right now. Marlena.
There is not one on me. There is the one on Frisian.
And there is one more that is catching up.
Just a second here. Yeah. That's useful. Okay, I will. We'll see how good I am at shooting a vampire off of a person. I'm gonna. I say walk, and I mean sort of stumble. Over to Frisian and his dance partner, and I'm gonna try to shoot the vampire with shotgun without shooting Frisian.
All right. Because of the situation here, I am going to say that override whatever the hell New World of Darkness says. If you roll ones that would normally botch this like it was Old World, you will hit Frisian.
That's fair. So I'm spending willpower. What's my minus?
His defense is currently down because he's currently caught in the middle of a grapple. But I'm assuming you're trying to get point blank, so you can try and hit him and not Frisian, though. So you will get some of it. So you'll be at a -2.
Okay. That'll be just +1.
Nice. Hit it for 4 damage.
Yep.
On top of the 3 aggravated that he took, he's not looking good. He is in wound penalties now. As you just sort of like as Frisian like shoves his claw into this vampire's face and tries to push him back as he tries to bite down. You just take that opportunity to shove the barrel of the shotgun in between Frisian's hand and this guy's neck and just pull the trigger. And the shotgun just blasts a gaping wound across his upper shoulder. As his flesh just tears off and goes scattering away.
I'm sorry, did you suddenly go deaf?
Other hand to ear.
I mean, the shotgun did just go off on his ear, so... Maybe. Anything else? Are you saying anything else, or just doing that and keeping moving?
I'm not moving if
Fair.
Well, you guys not to be ganged up on 2-on-1.
While you guys are trying to deal with that guy, Tyr's going to try and stop that last person running in. Once again, he's going to spend one of his willpower. He's starting to run low on willpower, but he's going to try and put stakes into hearts. He does. It's 5 damage for a stake in the world.
It's 5.
Yeah. So he does do some damage, but he does not manage to stake the vampire's heart as he fires the stake into them.
Shouldn't they be getting defense?
No, this is the one that's approaching, not the one that you're on.
Why does that not get defense against?
He's still technically firing a ranged weapon, and this guy does not have defense against bullets.
Okay. No, legit.
He's also not looking great right now, but he's still coming, and because that did not stake him. It is at this point, at initiative count 15, which is conveniently above everyone who all rolled the 13s. That crashing out of the woods from the direction you guys are mostly running. Because James and the vamp are kind of held up. That a massive black furred monstrosity in the tattered and shredded remnants of what looks like was once a mountain ranger's uniform comes barreling out through the trees, roaring bloody vengeance as it comes soaring through the area and just kind of clotheslines the one open vampire. You get the sense that individually it's got more of its attention on the vampires. You do not get the sense that it really cares who you are, so I maybe don't consider this thing an ally yet, as it rips itself into one of these vampires that is oncoming. You just watch this massive wall of muscle and fur barrel through. Tyr needs to make a willpower check. That's 6 willpower. He has enough of a success to go shit and start running. But that's everyone else now. Frank, Frisian, and Cassandra.
Frisian's claws into this vampire.
He's not looking great. Go for it. His defense
Another
is
willpower.
down. His turn has not come back yet. He is down to 3.
Down to 3. With my willpower, that cancels that out. Are you gonna roll the attack? 0 modifiers. Submit. Roll. There.
Crash across for 1 more damage. He's not down yet, but he is looking very bad. Frank and Cassandra.
I'm not going to mess with a good thing. I'm going to fire another shot.
If it ain't broke.
Who are you shooting at? At the moment, you have the vampire who was oncoming is currently under, well, not entirely under, so you could still try and shoot at them. A metric fuck ton of werewolf. And the other one is on top of Frisian, trying to sink teeth into him and getting into a grapple fight.
Let's try and pump a. Let's go for a headshot on that vampire that's trying to bite Frisian.
His defense is down to 2, so if you spend a willpower, you'll only be at the -2 for the defense rather than at the -5 for the.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll spend a willpower and make a shot at -2 for his defense. Hit him for 5 damage. And it's a headshot, so it's lethal. This one did have defense against bullets, but not enough. You pull the trigger on the pistol, and this one that the two of you have been piling on, there's just a square shot that connects with the side of his head, and he goes limp as he lets go of Frisian and collapses backwards as Cassandra's pistol, still smoking, over your shoulder. Anything to add to that, or just keeping running?
Gonna keep running. Yep, keeping rhythm.
All right. Frank.
So all the vampires are handled.
At the moment, there's still a werewolf, and there's one vampire technically alive, but the werewolf's on him.
I'm going to maintain position at the moment by this place where I can either escape there or try to cause distraction if necessary.
All right. So you hold at the door to the hedge, basically.
I'm waiting right by it just in case I need to do something.
That vampire is done with. Mark him off. Which then goes straight to Marlena.
The guy that got shot in the head is down.
Yes, he is not technically dead, but he is maxed on his wounds with bashing and lethal.
And I can't be that far away from the one that got staked.
No, you're not that far.
I'm heading back to him. I'm grabbing his foot and I am starting to drag, and we are leaving.
All right.
Oh, did we have any other way to get a contact into this Sabat?
No, but it's beautiful.
No, I admire your resourcefulness.
Hey, Marlena, how's your strength?
Oh, I'm not saying it's going well.
It's fine because as soon as Marlena turned back around, so would a Frisian.
All right, so the two of you start dragging this unconscious vampire.
Yeah,
With the
having a conversation later.
With a strength of 3, do I need a drag or can I just throw this bastard over my shoulder?
I think it's a full-sized body. You will need to, between the two of you, carry.
Okay.
Really, you're carrying
Dead weight is
because
very heavy.
my strength is 1, and I have a -2 to my die pools right now.
Yeah.
Moral support.
Moral support? No. Angry berating.
That's a
Tyr
kind of moral
is-
support.
It's a kind of moral. You're not okay, fair.
Tyr is currently suffering the effects of delirium and running the fuck away.
We're gonna have to
Fortunately,
Also
handle
fair.
that later.
fortunately, away from the werewolf is uphill, right?
Yes. He is running the way he's supposed to be running right now.
Oh yeah, that's even worse. You're trying to drag a body uphill. I grabbed the boot, I picked it up, I started to pull, and I yanked it just enough that it could start sliding down the hill.
Kind of like when you park on an incline and then you release a parking brake and you're like,
Yeah.
James is running with Joe on his back.
"Yep."
That last vampire is trying not to get torn asunder by a werewolf. Let me tell you how he's doing with that. Not good.
Not good.
Not my problem.
At the top of the initiative, the werewolf eviscerates this vampire. I'm not even rolling dice. There is no way he survives. And then turns and faces the rest of the vampires that are in this conglomerate, which gives you a turn or two to try and haul ass and get out of this werewolf's awareness before he realizes you've got one of his prey with you. So everyone on
yelling
initiative
later, faster, faster, faster.
Frank, Joe, Frisian, Cassandra, what are you guys up to?
Hauling ass.
Pulling a vampire.
I'm sticking with James. I'm running by proxy.
Does this
All right.
werewolf seem like it is distracted enough that it's not going to worry about us running away as long as there's bodies?
Yes, but you suspect those bodies will not last long.
Okay.
Take out your magic flute.
The flute only works in the hedge, unfortunately.
I know. I was.
Yeah. Are there any good?
And you do not get the sense that this werewolf is a member of the pack that you know.
Yeah. Are there any good hedge spots? Are there any good headed entrances that I can go to that are going to be more away from the rest of the group?
Roll me another wisdom composure. See if you can spot a different one than the one you're already at.
I'm just trying to see if I can. One, two, three, four, five.
All right. So with 5 successes, perpendicular to your group's path, there's another tree that's about 20 feet that way.
I'm gonna kind of just keep going spot to spot. Like I'm laying out a runaway pattern from this, where I can find door to door to door if I'm going to try to draw attention away from that group, so I can lead it just long enough to give them an extra bit of time.
That assumes that you have something that will entice the werewolf versus the vampire the other group is carrying.
Oh yeah, they took a vampire with them. And the flute isn't anything. I mean, it's got some sort of subtext effect out here, but I haven't seen it do anything that special, right?
No, yeah, the flute works on hedge beasts. There are no hedge beasts out here.
Yeah. Well, worst comes to worst, I can always shoot in its general direction and miss intentionally.
Yeah. He's gonna hold up to be a distraction in whatever means necessary.
In case it comes up.
All right. Frisian, go ahead and give me strength and athletics for your body carrying. If you would like, Marlena, you can also roll this to see if you can assist.
I will instead roll. I will activate Changing Fortunes for Frisian to try and lower his threshold for exceptional success.
All right.
I will spend a willpower.
Does that cost anything in particular, or just you spend a glamour?
It's a roll.
Okay. Go for it.
I mean, it's 2 glamour as well, but it's primarily a roll.
All right.
3 successes, so don't
Don't forget to turn off 9 again. It didn't affect that roll, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Set back to normal.
Yeah, your exceptional success threshold is 1. Because it goes down by 1 per success rolled, minimum of 1. Or wait,
It's 2. If you roll 2 successes, you get an exceptional success.
I roll 3.
Hey.
You're like, foomp.
Yeah, so yeah, you legitimately, you're just like, all right, you feel that bolstering from Marlena's use of her changeling abilities. And you just, well, not in drag, Jackson's use. You sort of like square yourself, shoulder the vampire entirely, and just start to fireman's carry them up the hill, moving at a pretty good clip now. You are fairly certain that as long as you can keep this pace up, you will manage to get away from the werewolf before it finishes the other 3 vampires. And if somebody else can distract the werewolf by letting him know there are 2 more elsewhere further along the path you guys came from, maybe that'll help. Or 1 more elsewhere, I guess.
Technically, there's 2.
Yeah.
Technically.
One of them is just the one you're carrying.
No. I was going to say, technically, there are 2 other vampires.
I mean, yes, there are those ones too, yes.
That might be awkward, though.
Oh.
Everybody else, go ahead and give me your choice of whether you are trying to just full-on sprint or try and disappear from this werewolf's attention, either strength and athletics or dexterity and stealth. In this case, for Joe, James is making that decision for you. He's running.
Okay. I don't need to roll anything.
Yeah, you don't need to roll unless you wanted to get off and do something yourself.
Yeah.
What did you say we're rolling?
Either strength and athletics or dexterity and stealth.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Frisian's good. Frank, you're standing where you are. I need to roll for Cassandra.
Yep.
Uh,
We're running.
Are you running or hiding?
Running.
Okay. 8 roll. Strength. Athletics. Are you going to put a willpower into this or no?
Yes. Yes, she will.
Successes. All right. With the group that is trying to get away being more successful than not, you put some decent distance and managed to try and get away from this person. I will say that the odds of you failing at this point are small enough that we can drop out of initiative here. As the group of you retreats back towards your vehicles, leaving behind the sound of wolves howling and flesh tearing, as this protector of the park lays into the unnatural abominations that would sully its grounds. The group of you quietly and carefully make your way back, hoping that the werewolf is too distracted by the scent of fresh vampire blood to notice the one body that has disappeared from the pack. As you make your way back to your vehicles, and that's where we're going to take our quick break. So remember, when we take our break, you take your break, so do whatever you need to do, set up, stretch your legs, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Please enjoy these commercial messages.
We're back.
Welcome back. So, the group of you make your way back to your vehicles, doing your best to not be spotted under cover of darkness as one of you is lugging a staked vampire.
Yep.
Eventually, you manage to get back and move quickly enough to toss him in the trunk of one of the vehicles, I'm assuming. And then proceed to make your way down the mountain and away from the site of carnage. Cassandra, you make it back to you in Tyr's vehicle, and Tyr has already made it there by the time you get there, and is just kind of leaned up against the side of the truck, just kind of hyperventilating and catching their breath.
She's going to head over there and handle that. Just going to just very gently place a hand on shoulder.
There's a slight flinch, and then he realizes that it's you present.
It's me. We need to get in the car. We need to go.
Yeah.
I will drive.
I was gonna ask. They'll hand you the keys and hop in the passenger seat.
We haven't decided where we're going or what we're doing next, but I'm going to default to mission general mission orders and head to Jackson's.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's where the rest of you are going. Frank,
Yep.
Somewhere potentially.
Presumably, once I realized they were out of danger, would try to wrap around.
All right. Are you rejoining at Jackson's place or going somewhere else?
I'll need a ride.
We'll give you a ride.
I'll text Joe for given the state, I'll text Joe for a meetup point. Probably halfway down the mountain where I can go perpendicular and
So you stop at about halfway down the mountain and pick up Frank, who had cut off to be a distraction if necessary.
Hop in.
hops in the car.
Are we all in the same car?
I think there are three different vehicles.
There's three different.
There's Joe and James's with Frank in it, and then there's Marlena or Jackson and Brizzian, and then
And the body.
And vampire.
and the body, and then Cassandra and Tyr.
Frank was intentional in picking a vehicle.
No, Joe just also knew like your best chance of making it back alive.
So, all three vehicles presumably convene on Jackson's mansion.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There is silence in this car. Oppressive silence.
I think the silence is aggressive on Jackson's end and just kind of normal on Brizzian's end.
Yes.
I'm guessing Jackson is driving.
Probably.
Probably because Frisian had the body over the shoulder, so Jax would have had to get to
Yep.
to the driver's seat anyways to open the trunk.
And I'm just thinking, going down a mountain in the dark, I don't think Jackson is trusting anybody else with his vehicle.
Going down a mountain in the dark with a vampire in the trunk.
Jackson's like, no,
As you do.
I better take this.
Sounds like a Tuesday.
Jackson, just give me a Jackson drive.
Oh, good. I will spend willpower on this.
You're driving injured.
So we don't wreck with the body in the... Good enough.
You managed to make a smooth enough drive that you are not at risk of accidentally de-staking a vampire.
Good. That would be awkward.
Glad to not raise the stakes.
Excellent.
Really?
Yes, excellent.
Yes.
If you just no-sell it and pretend you didn't hear it, that's the best way to deal with this. I've learned that when dealing with Craig. That doesn't mean I succeed at it ever, but I try.
If you pretend not to hear something, you just get a really silent car ride, though.
This is what we have.
They make a great point.
But yeah, get back. Pull into the garage. Wait for everybody else to show up. Who wants to get the dead body out of my car? And this one, I mean the vampire. I don't mean me.
I can give a hand.
All right. Good.
We'll just walk over to the trunk of the car. Just open it.
I'll hold the door. I'll hold the door to the house open, but I'm not lifting a vampire.
Is the trunk open?
Yeah, presumably.
I think I'll just heave it over his shoulder.
I don't care. Y'all handle this. I'm gonna go tend to my wounds.
Do we want to do this in your house? Is that really the best place?
Do you have
I
enough?
have a mud room for a reason. Actually, I don't know what original me's reason was for it, but I mean, you've seen what I used it for.
Presumably, the actual reason of getting your dirty shoes off.
I mean,
Not everybody is murderously bent.
I mean, there was still mud involved.
Blood makes mud just as well as water does.
Whatever. Come on.
To the best of my knowledge, we're not going to be dismembering this one.
Yeah, we actually need information from it, so
y'all handle it. I need to go get some bandages.
All right, let's go to the mud room.
All right. So, Jackson heads inside to attend to wounds. Meanwhile, the rest of you bring a vampire into a mud room. What's the next step from there?
Well, I think we've got to make sure that this thing is harmless as possible. Strap into chair. I don't know if one roll of duct tape will be enough. These things are supposed to be supernaturally strong, right?
I think the next step is ask the professional vampire hunter the best way to secure a vampire for interrogation.
Fair. How you doing, by the way, Tyr?
Over the course of the drive, Tyr is still kind of shaky, but is significantly calmed down. I was not I'm not prepared for a werewolf, but otherwise I am fine.
If you need some palm, I can provide. Otherwise,
Nope. Adrenaline keeps me focused. I'm alright. Okay.
I got one roll of duct tape, I say, indicating the vampire I am currently duct taping to a chair. Do you have a...
I think I got some better ideas, he says as he goes back out to the truck.
I mean, I'm still duct taping. It's kind of my thing at this point.
Go ahead and do that, I guess, yeah.
I mean, it's a good starting point. I have no idea how to interrogate a vampire, but I do know how to make a pot of coffee. So I'm gonna go do that. Anybody else?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna come with.
I
mean, we also could take him to that, what was that one's name?
What one's name?
The one in the crypt.
Agony.
Agony.
Yeah, but we're here now, so maybe
Fair
save
enough.
it for a special occasion.
Like if he doesn't agree.
Yeah. Call it Plan B.
All right.
I like how Frank has no compunctions about agony because Lisa likes agony.
Yep. Frank is biased. What are you talking about?
Frank's bias, what?
Frank is not an objective man.
But the after a minute, Tyr comes back inside with a box full of objects, and opens it up and starts to pull out set of handcuffs after set of handcuffs.
The chair to railings, like.
Yeah,
What are we not handcuffing this guy to?
We're gonna want more metal than wood, and we're gonna want multiple pairs of handcuffs for extra dispersion of pressure.
Cool.
I
mean, what happens if you just chop the arms off?
They grow back over time, I've learned.
Cool. We'll keep this mess free then.
So Tyr basically like 3 sets of handcuffs on one arm, tying it to a set of sturdy pipes, another 3 for the other arm, several for the legs, so on and so forth. Just making sure that every limb and portion that could move, even like using some of that duct tape around the neck to hold their head in place. Like just basically every part of this vampire that is able to move and flex is given as much restraint as possible, preferably against metal.
All right. We ready?
Yeah, that's about that should be good enough. Jack said.
All right.
Frank, not Frank. I keep going through character names. Tyr says as she just grabs that stake and yanks, and the vampire coughs and spasms a bit, rattles the handcuffs for a second. Fuck.
Fair assessment of the situation. Look, quick question that might save us all a lot of time. How much do you actually know?
I know enough not to tell a bunch of meat bags anything important.
I mean, if you don't know anything that you're going to tell us, we could just turn you over to the, what was that group again?
Camarilla.
Yeah, the Camarilla.
I stagger my way back in, just watching quietly.
What does a vampire prince do to a savant?
You think the Camarilla knows brutality?
I could turn you over to our local, what was he, a Nosferatu friend?
The Sabbat go through tougher trials during our initiation. Anything the Camarilla could come up with.
Come back.
Okay. I
Come
got
back.
some different horrors you've never seen before.
Come back with a tray of coffee.
Hang on a minute, Tyr says, sort of walking over. You're not going to get a whole lot out of the vampire through threats of pain.
I was just going to say I could take it into the hedge for a minute and see what it thinks of that.
I mean, that seems like a bad plan. I'm going to be honest, that seems like a very bad plan.
Here's what we'll do. I'm sorry, what's your name?
Nothing worth telling you.
All right, so nothing worth telling you. We're just gonna call you Nothing then, to keep it short. So Nothing. Here's what's gonna happen. The rest of your pack is dead. The rest of your group, sorry. The rest of your group is dead. So there ain't no one to come to even know where to come find you. If your fellow Sabbat try to go up there, they're probably going to assume that the werewolf did it. So there is no reason they will ever have to suspect that you are here. What we will do is, I don't know if you recognize this. You've only been in the mudroom so far, but I am disgustingly wealthy. So what I will do is I will build a place to restrain you with a sunroof that I will open for 30 seconds every day. Not enough, I would assume, to kill you. Maybe it will. I'm not sure. I will have to confirm this information with others. But it will open up just enough to burn you horribly. And we will figure out a way to keep you alive for, well, as long as I am alive and able to take care of it. And I will put it in my will, if need be, that this will continue until the end of time.
Every day at noon, go out to the big concrete building in the backyard, open the sunroof for 30 seconds, and then close it.
Yep. Not even that, just, hey, there's this button in the kitchen.
Press that every day at noon. Yeah.
Press that every day at noon. You only have to press it once. It'll be self-closing.
The Jackson Montgomery Foundation, founded solely to press this button.
That's the kind of thing that like religious cults form around.
Right. Your suffering will be literally eternal.
One day, 100 years down the line, they worry about if no one is around to press the button, does the world end?
And for the record, if you question whether I will do it, I literally murdered myself in slow, agonizing, torturous way not that long ago.
You're looking pretty good for self-murdered.
Yeah, you think about that and what that means.
Go ahead and roll me presence and intimidation.
All right.
I will say, in this particular instance, don't worry about your wound penalties. They're only kind of helping, honestly.
Cool. Presence, intimidation. I'm just going to temporarily check these.
I don't
down.
suppose that I can help with that, because there's just this general feeling of menace in the air.
I am going to spend another will, because who needs willpower?
I will say take an extra +1 from Frisian's presence, yeah.
Okay. 5 successes.
You see this vampire sort of like clench his jaw for a minute and look around, look at the environment, look at the vampire hunter who still has like a belt of stakes on their belt, look at the group of you, look at the pipes he's chained to, look through the door to the mud room to the incredibly opulent room over there. All right, so let's say I want to talk. What do you want to know?
You know where Mimir is.
Ah, the caged bird? Yeah. Well, I know where they keep him. Where he is changes.
Do you know who holds that information when it does
Hey.
change?
Person driving the truck, usually.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
How quick can you get a construction crew, Marlena?
About as quick as you can.
Starts Googling.
Actually, probably less quick than you can. You could probably get one more because you already have some renovations being done to your house. Therefore, you are dealing with a construction person.
Starts scrolling ominously.
Anyway, to answer the question that you're looking for, Mimir's being kept on a moving caravan that never stays in one place for too long. We're not from this city. We don't really have holdouts in the city to stay at, so we try and keep on the move.
So if he's being kept somewhat, he's not being moved to a different vehicle every day.
That seems a little excessive. I don't think so. Only if the vehicle ever gets compromised, usually.
So what's the vehicle look like?
I mean, at the moment, it's a large U-Haul.
Where'd you rent it?
We didn't. We brought it in from out of town.
Right. Where did you bring it in? Where did you rent it from out of town or steal it from?
San Jose.
Did you rent it or did you steal it?
It's not here legally.
Mm.
I mean, they probably already removed the low jack.
I mean, it's still got the colors because nobody really looks twice at a U-Haul, but the plates.
It's still got the what?
It's still got the colors because nobody really looks twice at a U-Haul, but the plates
Right.
have been torn off.
So we need to find a U-Haul without any license plates on it. You realize that makes it more conspicuous than if you had done something different, right?
I'm sure they put something else on. I just know the last I heard they were talking about getting the plates off. Maybe they put new ones on. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a mechanic.
Do you
It's
know?
not an engineering thing. Oh my god, it's about a dumb.
I'm not an engineer and I know how to take a license plate off and on.
How old are you?
103.
103.
Frisian whispers to himself, I'm an engineer and I don't know how to take them off.
All right. Well,
Takes a screwdriver. It's not that hard.
what other information can you give us? We can do this. We keep asking specific questions and you keep answering specific questions. Oh, we can get right down to the point of we need to find this thing. Tell us everything you know about it.
Well, you're going to have a hard time convincing Mimir to go anywhere on account of they're just ahead.
I'm sorry.
They attract.
I don't know what Shamasei they ran into. They got the bad end of a deal with, but at the moment, Mimir is just an animated head.
Well, that's good. That means that they can't run away.
I mean, yeah, that's also why we've got them in a truck that we're just moving around.
Is that like, do you keep their head in a sack or a glass case or a fishbowl or what the
I
hell?
literally said the cage. I literally said the caged bird a minute ago.
I mean, fair enough.
I was getting coffee. Shut up.
Look, he's not in the best place. He gets to be a little sassy. All right, so it is a head in the back of a U-Haul. I'm assuming it is not the only thing in this U-Haul.
No, there's usually an armed guard around anytime that we need to talk to Mimir for new information. We have the guards open up the door so someone can ask a question.
How many people in the cab?
I mean, you can usually fit 3 in a U-Haul without too much trouble in the cab.
Regular driver?
The driver usually rotates just so that someone can take a different shift.
Annoying.
A little bit, but
How big of a radius here are y'all driving? Just around
around the town.
this town?
I mean, it stops occasionally, right?
It has
Yeah,
to.
when we
Gas.
need a snack, we need gasoline. We'll stop for normal stuff, but usually we keep a running shift so that we don't really have to stop just because the driver got bored.
Well, I'm
Who's
guessing.
driving it during the day?
Yeah, that's my next question. Where is it during the day?
You don't know much about how vampires get ghouls, do you?
No, actually, we don't.
We got people for that during the day.
Great. All right. Well,
At that point, Teeter sort of leans over. Ghouls are humans who haven't been killed but have ingested vampire blood. They get slightly superhuman abilities in exchange for being a servant to the vampire.
like a Renfield kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you can provide us that will help us locate this thing?
Well, if you're looking for the truck and where it's at right now, you're going to need to find somebody who's actually got, like, I mean, aside from just tracking the truck itself, if they've changed the plates, who knows? But if you're looking for someone who might know where to find the truck, find Dame Martinez. If she can be convinced, she's technically the person who spearheaded this whole operation.
Sorry, what was that name again?
Dame Martinez.
Dane, as in D-A-N-E?
D-A-M-E. As in lady.
M-E, as in Lady Martinez. All right. That is who's behind this whole thing?
She technically spearheaded the operation. There's a whole bunch of other muscle who got involved, and she likes to be in charge, and people let her because she's loud. But
Whereabouts could she be found?
I mean, she'll usually be wandering around. Hard to miss Shamasay. She's not exactly subtle. But if you find the vampire wandering around with a bunch of flesh monsters in its employ, you've probably found her.
Wonderful. Can I win sympathy or something to the effect to see? Is this dude told us pretty much everything at this point?
Roll wits and empathy, yeah.
Okay. Thanks to wound penalties, let's just go ahead and spend that last willpower. Wits, empathy. 3 successes.
This guy's 103 years old. and still working in a regular goon squad that some punk was in charge of, he probably doesn't know much more than this.
Wonderful. If you will excuse me for just a second. I am walking out of the walking. Take a little bit of a walking just out of the room. I am not bothering to close the door, and then I am calling Rekasev.
You're calling what?
Rekasev.
The prince.
The prince. Okay.
I'm gonna make a show like pretend like you're closing the door, but make sure that it's cracked.
Yeah.
Yep. Ring, ring.
Ring. It rings twice and then picks up. This is Rekasev.
Hello, Prince. I got a Sabat here for you.
Oh, what did I do to deserve this?
We got information. We got people that needed we got potentially a way to find the literal head that is the Malkavian from the Sabat.
Ah, well, that sounds like a fun time.
We're looking for a U-Haul that's constantly on the move.
That sounds like normal Sabat MO. When they come into a city, if they don't have a holdout, they'll just start moving.
Also, the Sabat that apparently spearheaded this whole thing is a Dame Martinez.
That bitch? Fucking god damn it.
Oh, good. I don't have to tell you anything else. So, but yes, there is a I'm sorry, but never mind. That's right. His name was Nothing.
Ah, didn't want to talk. Cool.
Where do you want him delivered?
Do you think you could get him back to Agony's place?
I think that should be doable.
I promised Agony a project just for fun last time.
I think Agony will have plenty of fun with this. So yeah, you got your clues. It's a U-Haul. Came from San Jose.
U-Haul from San Jose, probably changed the plates out. They've
constantly on the move.
Stays on the move. Which means they've got ghouls driving during the day. And the thing inside that we're looking for is a literal severed head. My god. Alright.
So yeah, I believe this is what we had agreed is a U job.
Yeah, I'll hunt the thing down.
So I'm going to leave that in your capable hands. Also, just a little bonus bit of information. I would not send any of your people up on top of the mountain. You don't want them running afoul of the Park Ranger, the furry.
Keep that in mind. I don't have a whole lot of wish to have to throw my people away for no value. I'm assuming that happens to the Sabbatan.
For the most part, except for this one, yes.
All right. Thanks for the warning. I will avoid sending people into the meat grind.
Wonderful. Well, I'll leave you to it, and we will go ahead and deliver this nothing to your person. Have a wonderful evening.
You as well.
Wait. Not back in. Sorry, where were we?
I believe you were about to bundle me up and ship me off to whoever this Agony is. Oh, no, she wouldn't have heard the name Agony because you didn't say it out loud.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I believe you're about to bundle me up and ship me off somewhere.
Oops.
Don't act like you were doing that intentionally.
At oops, that's when Frisian tries to drive a stake in.
Roll me, he's completely defenseless, so there's nothing that needs to be done there. Just roll strength and brawl.
I feel like all you have to do is like carefully aim so you make sure that you're getting up between the ribs and just push.
Yeah, correction. He's completely like flat out. Strength and brawl +2.
And I'm gonna spend a willpower to make that +5.
I just picture like hammering a nail into the wall with just like gentle taps. Gentle tap.
You punch that stake into his chest, and he goes, "Yeah,
Oh
come
my
on!"
god.
I don't think that was the heart. And I'll try.
Well,
And I'll try
keep
again.
trying till you get it right.
If you're gonna stake me, have a professional do it. God damn it!
Oh no, I think this is more fun. Frisian,
Oh.
try again.
Bitch,
Tries
you
again.
attacked us.
And
Roll
first you
again.
don't succeed, try again. Go ahead.
Still get the +2.
Yeah, still with the +2.
I won't spend a willpower on this one. Feels
Oh my god.
he feels slightly dejected after missing the first time.
I mean, is this a... You could argue that this is just an extended roll.
Yeah, I could.
Bit by bit, by bit, by bit, by bit.
Would you like to make another one?
Sure.
There you go. That's the remaining ones you needed. So he gets like a good few seconds of complaining about being stabbed in the chest, and then you finally punch through and hit the heart, and you just go stiff.
Ah,
Right.
Thank you, Frisian.
Need me to deliver it?
if you would be so kind.
You gonna let me drive a car to do so? I don't think they'll want this in an Uber.
Yeah, I think that's
Mm,
pushing the pay grade for an Uber driver. You know what?
fine. Oh,
don't-
sorry. Go ahead.
I would say I can chaperone and drive my vehicle.
You don't mind a corpse in the back seat?
Honey, I am rich. It'll come out. And if it doesn't come out, I'll buy another car.
I mean, that is fair.
Also, you're rich. I don't think spiting you by intentionally wrecking a vehicle is really going to be all that effective.
No, I was okay with it. But yeah, if Joe's willing to, honestly, you probably should not go alone anyway. I mean, somebody cares if you live or die in this house right now. I'm joking.
Time,
Kind of.
time, and place.
No, seemed like the time and the place.
James, are you coming with me or are you staying here?
Yeah, I'll come along. All right.
Alright.
Three of us gonna go deliver a vampire to another vampire.
Elise
Alright.
will be excited to see Agony again.
I'm sure she will.
Funny how I say three of us, and you don't feel the need to correct that anymore.
I'm not going. Lisa's going.
All right, let's go.
All right.
And yet you asked if you wanted. Yet you asked if we wanted you to deliver this body.
He's got you there.
Gonna load the vampire in the car.
You're sitting in the back seat with it.
That's fine. Better company than Jackson.
All right. Listen.
And we're
You know-
walking, and we're walking, and we are walking.
I just can't get over, Frank, how much you remind me of a Slinky. Because I don't know what you're good at. But I would love to push you down the stairs.
The difference is, if we're both pushed down a set of stairs, I have a much better chance of standing up afterwards. He gets in car, closes door,
Depends on what I put at the bottom of the stairs, bitch.
scrolls down the window. Could be a portal to hedge at the bottom of the stairs. You never know. It rolls the window back up.
I roll over the. Put
Not
the
in
child's
my
sa-
fucking house, you motherfucker! As you guys try.
I put the child's safety locks on. Shoot Frank a look. Going, and just like mouth to
James.
Marlena, like.
Oh, Marlena, I got you. Yeah, okay.
And just like Joe does not want to get in shit with Marlena. Like she is trying to save multiple lives here.
Joe and James's vehicle pulls out.
Yep.
And they head off towards Agony. Before we find out what happens over there, is anything happening over here after they leave?
Wait till the door closes. And you. Do I need to go to the milk carton to find out if your common sense is there? And I'm missing? You're muted.
I'm not muted. I probably just said
Oh.
that too quietly.
Okay.
I said, I wonder when they started that campaign.
That's a good question.
So when did the...
1980s.
Okay, so that's...
Frisian has no idea what you're talking
Fair
about.
enough.
Yep.
What?
Freezing honey for someone who is I'm saying if I ask you to please do something, trust that I have a plan behind it.
I was more concerned your plan was about to die.
No. Sweetie. In that situation, look, it all worked out in our favor. But let's be honest, if it was made much easier by the surprise appearance of the whirling dervish of Fur Clay Death. If we needed to run, I am not running until we are all running.
Neither am I.
And here's the thing. If I die, I get a do-over. You don't. I get a literal do-over. Because I can rewind time. You don't. So please understand that I am in no desire to die. If I wanted to die, I would just hang around Frank 24/7.
I mean, somebody would almost certainly die at that point.
Yeah. And I understand that you are infinitely more qualified in a combat situation than I am. I'm not looking to be the person doing the fighting to hold everyone off. However, I do feel a certain sense of responsibility for your welfare. And I have a better chance of surviving a death blow than you do. So please understand, if I ask, I'm doing it knowing the situation and knowing that I probably have a better chance. If I'm screwed, like if it was right now, as he takes off the bandage and shows like the massive levels of wounds that he has. Right now, I would not do that. But then I would, because I do have a better chance. All right?
My concern is, even if you can rewind time, you're still stuck in that situation.
I am, but I can. But I also know exactly what happened, so I can avoid better, or I can change my plan. That's kind of the point of it. I'm not saying it gets me. I'm not saying it gets me an automatic get out of jail free card, but it gets me a better chance of making it out if something comes along and rips my head off than you do if something comes along and rips your head off. And we all need to escape. We all need to get out alive. Nobody gets to make the sacrifice play, including me or including you. Not even Frank. Because if Frank makes a sacrifice play, I can't shove him down the stairs like I want to. All right?
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that you're looking after everybody. Where the fuck Sandra go?
Meanwhile,
Um,
yeah, Cassandra.
Cassandra probably after douchebag number 2 has been extricated, will probably just look to Tyr and be like, we got kids to get home to.
Yeah, we do.
And I know you're Superwoman and everything, but you're done for the night. No more superhero.
I will take a rest, thank you. The adrenaline is coming down and I am starting to crash.
All right. She will just pop her head in and look at Marlena and Frisian. I'm gonna get them home. Either you need anything before I head out, or anything need discussed, I'll say it.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Y'all gonna be okay?
I think so. I'm just gonna get her home and get her down. I mean, was not prepared for a werewolf.
No.
No, none of us were, but she was not prepared for a werewolf.
Might wanna call your sister and like try to mend some bridges there with Park Ranger, because the Park Ranger probably did see our faces.
I can send a text message, see if she knows anybody.
Oh. All right, well, be safe.
course.
I'm gonna go up and pass out.
Jackson heads upstairs to fall asleep.
Yep. Because
Uh,
I was one wound level away from potential death.
This is why Frisian stayed behind. Because Frisian has no wounds taken.
Yes, but that was simply dice luck because I have a higher defense than you.
Yeah. But I
Dice
was
luck
also
and the
wearing
fact that
armor.
Frisian's actually wearing armor.
And the armor, yes.
So, the vampire carrying car. Any conversations that need to happen along the way, or shall we skip straight to the group of you arriving at Agony's crypt?
I don't think I need major conversations unless they've got something.
No major conversations, just straight to Agony's.
So the group of you arrive at Agony's crypt.
Lisa will get out of the car, excitedly holding up the vampire, and skip over to the crypt and knock.
Lisa?
Mhm.
Can you wait for the rest of us, please?
Actually, you specified that you turned the child safety locks on. Lisa has to wait for the rest of you.
Oh, that's right.
Lisa will start over there and realize it's not working, and then the door's broken, and then she'll scoot over the vampire, trying to open the other one. This one is too, and then she'll roll down the window and climb out the window.
Well, child safety locks also
Child safety
include
locks
window
also work on the windows.
It's working. And then she'll pull out of the seat to lower it down through the trunk.
You can't open the trunk from the inside.
It was made in the last 20 years. There is a safety latch to open the trunk from the inside.
And most of which have a glow-in-the-dark handle.
If you'll just hold on a second, I will unlock the doors.
The trunk.
What? I cannot understand you.
Okay, I will call with my head in the trunk as I'm reaching for the latch.
No. Lisa?
I'm having trouble hearing you. I don't want to think about the latch.
The trunk swings open.
Trunk.
The thing is, the doors were already unlocked by the time Lisa found the latch and opened it. Lisa just didn't bother to check.
I was going to say, it does take a little bit of time to find that latch, to be fair.
So what was James and Joe had unlocked it already and are standing outside the car waiting for Lisa to find the escape hatch. And just should we tell her? No, okay.
All I can imagine, it's a good thing that Jackson's out there, because as soon as that latch opened and Lisa tried to come out, Jackson just slams the trunk again.
Drags body out through trunk, closes the trunk. All right. Skips off towards the crypt.
It's a very Addams Family entrance. You make your way over to the crypt and knock on it.
Knock, knock, knock.
A few moments pass. The door opens. Agony is inside.
Hey! I say, flopping a paralyzed vampire on the ground in front of him. It's a flop.
Okay. A little bit of explanation, actually.
If he needs any, it's just about.
Lisa.
I appreciate a visit from my favorite Sparkle Bloods, but yeah, a little bit of context. What's going on here?
Thank you. So we ran. Long story short, we're working to get some. Long story short, we ran into some bot on the mountain, and we interrogated this one for information. And then after he gave us everything that he knew, we called the prince, and the prince said that she had promised you a fun experiment, a freebie experiment. So this is your freebie experiment to do with as you will. Per the prince, we are your delivery service. Have a good night.
All right, well, I get to have fun with you, buddy. Yeah, he says. He sort of kneels down and opens up the eye on the staked vampire. How you doing? You all right? Promise you won't be in a little bit.
Are you all right? Not really, considering the mangled hole in his chest.
We had some trouble getting the steak right, I will say, pointing at the oversized steak hole. We get there eventually.
You got enthusiasm. Well, time to get to work. This should tide me over till I move back to New Orleans with Wyatt when she's done.
Before you get to work, do you want to just hang out for a bit?
Lisa, we're going to bring you back to the house.
Right.
You don't need to be a part of this. This is Agony's special present. This is not your special present.
This is Agony's alone time.
Are you insinuating that Agony doesn't want to have friends?
I am insinuating that Agony may not want to share his special present, so get in the car. It's unlocked.
Agony.
I appreciate the offer, but I will indeed want to enjoy this slowly and exquisitely. And I don't think a pretty little thing like you is going to want to hear the kind of screams this guy's going to be making.
Okay.
How about this, Lisa? How about if we take you back to wherever your art supplies are? You can create some more fan art for Agony here, and then the next time we can drop it off.
I will very much look forward to more of that.
Okay.
Oh. Ooh. What does a vampire interrogation look like?
You know,
I will leave it up to your imagination.
Let's get in the car. Are you going back to your hollow, sweetie? Is that where you're going? Okay, so we're going to find the nearest archway-looking place.
The next crypt over, probably.
To be fair, my door, he says, as he like brings the door in after, drags the vampire in. Y'all have a good night. And closes the door.
Look, if you watch, it just gets weird.
Lisa has no idea what's going on.
Lisa, can you find your way to your hollow?
Austin, you reacted, but it's too high pitched for us to hear.
I can't hear. Yeah.
Absolutely, she says, and she'll skip off happily through the graveyard.
Does Joe see her disappear?
Probably.
Yeah, you just say, do you just find the nearest archway and head into your hollow?
Yeah, find one that's out of sight of the main group of the main area. But if you're in the cemetery, you'll probably see him just boop.
Fortunately, it's the middle of the night, so not a lot of people are out here. So, and you open up a door, step through, close it behind you, into the hollow.
You know, I think we've done everything we've signed up for. I think I'd like to go home now.
Yeah. Let's get out of here before the screaming starts.
Please.
I am 100% doing arts and crafts.
So the other team of people, which is to say Cassandra and Tyr, you make your way back to your place. By the time you get there, the babysitter has already put the kids to bed.
I assumed, but she will tip her an extra $200 for the night.
You gotta stop giving me all this money.
Thing is,
No, because then when when Cassandra needs an alibi, you're obligated to provide one.
the thing is, I don't. I did your job in high school and a little bit in college. I know that the hours are shit, and yeah, it's rewarding, hanging out with the kids, but it's not the greatest job. So, and you did look after him for the 4 years I was gone, so there's that too.
Well, thanks. I don't know what I'm going to spend all of this on at this point.
Well, that's completely up to you. So, I'm going to get this one to bed.
Put a down payment on a house.
Well, have a good night.
You as well.
Make her way out. Head home.
And she will get Bologna to bed and then head back downstairs and text her sister about the furry park ranger who is also a werewolf, and see if she can just patch things up if she knows them. The very, very much sort of a you're all werewolves, you know each other sort of thing.
The thing is, when it comes to a single city, that's kind of true.
And she's going to make sure like all the bills for the rest of the month are paid, make sure all the accounts that need closed for when they move are closed, and is putting together almost like a dossier for Claire for when they move, of like, this is the new house, this is the layout, this is places you're allowed to be in the home, places that but like the general babysitter like guidelines, and she'll get that together, and she's just going to spend a little bit of time doing the mundane things that sort of get overlooked in their lives.
So eventually it takes a few minutes before Lily sees the picture, or just sees the text, and then eventually you get a text back that reads, "Oh, yeah, that'd be Cavager. I'll see if I can talk to him and see what's up." And it is about at that point. Bologna had just sort of dropped her phone on the table when she had come in, and you had led her up to bed. Her phone gets a text.
Yeah, she'll look over and pick it up, look who it's from.
The abbreviation on the sender is MT. It looks like there's a photo attachment.
Yeah, she'll open it and look.
The body of the text reads, "Darling, the mountain was a wonderful hunting suggestion. We managed to bag quite the prey while we were out. This one looks like it had just gotten done eating itself. I'm sure it'll be wonderful." And attached is a photo. On it are a few things. One is what looks like a full banquet table, not like a huge one, like a circular one, like for two people. that's just been set out in the middle of the woods with perfect like at night lighting for this whole situation. At which are Madame Thorne and Nathan Lansing, sort of sitting at a table having a meal that does include some form of red meat. And in the background, sort of well lit, is a tanning rack, on which appears to be the hide of a large black wolf.
Yeah, she's just gonna she's gonna make it look like she never opened the message. So she'll mark it as unread, and then delete the photo from her photo library and just put the phone down.
You get the sense that Madame Thorne and Nathan Lansing did not run into Alexander and Archer because they ran into Cavender instead.
Which is better, but
No, it's
no,
not.
way worse. No. Yeah, she's going to pick up her own phone and yeah, Cassandra's not sleeping tonight. She's going to busy herself for most of the night, just packing things, cleaning things that she hasn't cleaned, getting ready for the house to be sold, and we'll wake the kids up, get the kids ready, and then after that we'll go upstairs.
I forget if I've been getting his first name wrong. Nicholas Lansing.
She'll go upstairs and just sit on the bed beside Tyr and set her phone on her chest.
Did you just delete the image, or did you delete the text too?
Well, she marked it as unread and deleted it from her photo library, meaning that she can re-download the photo.
Okay.
She made it look like she never read
saw
it.
the text. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she will very pretty forcefully like flap the phone down onto her chest.
That'll stir Tyr to wakefulness.
Thank you, and I got something to talk about. Madame Thorne sent you a text last night.
Oh, wonderful. That can't be anything good.
No, it's not. I was going to try and pretend like I didn't see anything, but the longer I stayed up and the more chores I did and the more things that I kept doing, I looked at the message. I looked at the picture. She killed the werewolf that we ran into tonight.
Fuck.
Which means they were on Klingman's Dome.
I mean, we knew they would be. We had tried to. That was literally part of the plan.
I just didn't think they'd get there that quick.
Yeah. We probably weren't. We probably only missed them by a brief time.
You want to explain that text message to me, though?
Is that it? I mean, we had made it part of the plan to try and get them up there so they might get killed. They had asked for a place to go hunting, and we told them there.
Okay,
What they wanted.
there's a lot of pieces to this, and my brain's scattered.
That was part of the planning session, was trying to figure out where to send them.
That was Juliet misremembering.
Yeah.
So we're on so much worse of a timer than I thought.
I knew they were dangerous, but I didn't know they were kill a werewolf who just got done eating dangerous.
Yeah, I would have liked to have never found that out, if I'm being completely honest.
On a full moon, no less. Jesus.
Yeah, that did pop into my head as well. We are sorely outmatched if they decide to.
We won't be able to beat him in a straight up fight. But that is kind of where we have the advantage. In all the time that we've interacted, I have never once seen any of you take anything like a straight up fight.
No, this is just going to be straight out Buffy Judge shit. Gonna be fucking about half a football field away. Pull out the rocket launcher.
Well, let's just hope that Ashford Abbey and the Brothers of Chilpay don't let's make sure they don't lead to the end of the world, please.
That's kind of the hope. Is it irony that in the battle between two different groups of vampires trying to awaken or put to sleep a thing that could end the world, the most dangerous factor is a pair of fucking psychopathic humans?
Yeah, that's really puts things into perspective, doesn't it?
Humans are the real monsters.
Always have been.
We're not gonna go out and deal with them tonight.
No, we're not dealing with it today. So she'll send the morning text message of what's the plan.
And with that, that's where we're gonna end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.